Life can feel like a puzzle we're constantly trying to solve. We chase goals, build habits, and follow advice, yet somehow we often find ourselves stuck or frustrated. What if I told you that there are a few rules, simple yet profound, that can fundamentally shift how your life works? These rules aren't about shortcuts or quick fixes. They're about creating a foundation that ensures everything else in your life aligns naturally. The first rule is to understand your why. People often start with what they want or how to get it, but the most sustainable success comes from understanding why it matters to you. When your actions are driven by purpose, motivation comes naturally. You no longer rely on fleeting willpower. Instead, your purpose fuels consistent action, even when circumstances are difficult. The second rule is prioritize consistency over intensity. Many people believe that extreme effort or big bursts of energy will get them results, but it's not the intensity, it's the regularity that creates real change. Daily small steps, repeated consistently, compound over time. Your life doesn't change overnight, but it does change day by day. Third, embrace discomfort as a teacher. Growth is rarely comfortable. Challenges, failures, and criticism are not enemies, they are signals. Each discomfort is an opportunity to learn, to refine your approach, and to grow stronger. Avoiding discomfort may feel safe, but it guarantees stagnation. Choosing to face it, even gradually, rewires your resilience. Fourth, manage your energy, not just your time. Most people treat time as the scarce resource, but energy is what powers meaningful action. Pay attention to your physical health, mental clarity, and emotional state. Schedule your most important work for when your energy peaks, and reserve low energy periods for routine tasks. Energy management allows focus, creativity, and effectiveness to flourish. Fifth, surround yourself with the right people. Your environment shapes your behavior more than most people realize. Align yourself with people who challenge you, inspire you, and support your growth. Toxic relationships drain energy and cloud judgment, while empowering relationships elevate standards and push you toward your potential. Sixth, take responsibility, not blame. Life will always throw unexpected challenges your way. What separates those who thrive from those who stagnate is the mindset of accountability. When you take responsibility for your actions and your reactions, you gain control over your life. Blame is easy and comforting, but it is disempowering. Responsibility is the path to freedom. Finally, reflect and recalibrate regularly. Success is not a straight line. Habits need adjustment, goals evolve, and priorities shift. Take time to reflect on what's working, what isn't, and where your energy and attention are going. Reflection is not passive, it's an active tool that helps you course correct and stay aligned with your purpose. Follow these 7 rules, and you won't just survive, you'll create a life that works, not by chance, not by luck, but by design. And the truth is, when your life works, you don't just reach goals, you become the kind of person who can achieve anything worth achieving. 5 keynotes of the speech: discover your why, and let purpose drive your actions. Focus on consistency over intensity for long-term results. Use discomfort as a signal for growth and learning. Manage your energy strategically, not just your time. Build a supportive environment and take responsibility for your life. Understanding your why is not just a motivational cliche, it is the foundation of any meaningful action you take in life. Too often, people approach their days by focusing on what they need to do or how they are going to do it without ever asking themselves why these actions matter in the first place. The problem with this approach is that it treats life like a checklist. You cross items off, you achieve goals, and yet there is a sense of emptiness or lack of direction because the deeper purpose behind your actions is missing. Your why is the reason you get out of bed in the morning, even when things feel difficult, exhausting, or monotonous. It is the internal compass that guides your decisions, informs your priorities, and fuels your motivation in ways that external incentives like money, recognition, or temporary satisfaction never can. When you know your why, your life is no longer a reaction to circumstances. It becomes a proactive pursuit of what matters most to you. Discovering your why starts with reflection. It requires looking past superficial desires and examining what truly moves you emotionally and spiritually. What are the moments in your life when you felt genuinely proud, fulfilled, or alive? These moments contain the clues to your underlying purpose. Many people mistake what they are good at for what they are meant to do, but being skilled at something is not the same as being driven by it. Skill may get you results, but without purpose, it rarely sustains you in the long term. Your why often aligns with your values, your passions, and the impact you wish to have on the people and world around you. Taking the time to articulate it clearly allows you to prioritize actions that resonate with your core rather than being swayed by trends, external pressures, or fleeting desires. Once your why becomes clear, it acts as a lens through which you evaluate opportunities and challenges. Decisions that may once have felt confusing or overwhelming become easier because you measure them against your purpose. If an action aligns with your why, it becomes worth pursuing. If it doesn't, you gain the clarity to say no without guilt. This kind of clarity is invaluable because life is full of distractions and competing demands. When your energy is aligned with your purpose, you avoid the drain of pursuing things that do not matter, and you experience a deep sense of focus that can be rare in today's world. Knowing your why also transforms the way you approach obstacles. Challenges are inevitable, but when your purpose is clear, setbacks become temporary detours rather than dead ends. The motivation that comes from a strong why is far more resilient than external motivation. External factors can push or pull you for a while, but only internal purpose has the staying power to keep you moving forward consistently. People who achieve extraordinary results often do so not because they never encounter difficulty, but because their actions are guided by a deeper sense of meaning. That sense of meaning keeps them persistent when others give up and helps them navigate the uncertainty and discomfort that accompany any worthwhile endeavor. Furthermore, your why has a ripple effect on the people around you. When you operate from purpose, you inspire trust, commitment, and loyalty. People are naturally drawn to individuals who act from clarity and conviction because purpose is visible in both words and deeds. When you lead your own life with intention, you influence others to do the same, creating a network of meaningful connections that reinforce your growth and amplify your impact. Without a clear purpose, even success can feel hollow, and the relationships you form may lack depth. Purpose ensures that your achievements and connections are both sustainable and fulfilling. Ultimately, understanding your why is about reclaiming control over your life. It shifts you from being reactive to proactive, from living for external validation to living for something that resonates deeply within you. It is the starting point for building a life that not only works but thrives, a life in which your goals, habits, and decisions are aligned and meaningful. It is the rule upon which all other rules depend because without it, consistency, resilience, and focus can easily falter. Finding and embracing your why is not a one-time exercise. It is a continuous journey of introspection, clarity, and alignment that transforms every aspect of your life. Consistency is one of those concepts that sounds simple but is often misunderstood and undervalued. Many people believe that success is about doing something extraordinary in short bursts, about pouring every ounce of energy into a few intense sessions and expecting life to change overnight. The reality is very different. True progress, the kind that lasts, is built on steady, repeated action over time. Consistency is the engine that turns small daily efforts into significant results. It is not glamorous, it does not promise instant gratification, but it is the force that separates fleeting achievements from lasting transformation. Without it, even the most brilliant strategies, the most innovative ideas, and the most passionate beginnings will often fade into frustration and unfinished projects. Consistency works because of the principle of compound effect. Every small action you take, no matter how insignificant it may feel in the moment, adds up. Writing a page a day, saving a little money regularly, practicing a skill incrementally. These small steps seem trivial day to day, but over months and years, they accumulate into exponential growth. The problem is that many people give up too soon, believing that if they cannot see immediate results, their efforts are futile. Consistency requires patience and trust in a process you cannot yet fully see. It is the quiet work behind the scenes that ultimately produces visible breakthroughs. Understanding that slow, steady progress compounds over time changes the way you approach your goals. It encourages you to focus on building habits and systems rather than chasing short-term wins. Another important aspect of consistency is that it trains your mindset. When you commit to doing something regularly, even when you do not feel motivated, you develop discipline and resilience. Motivation is fleeting. It rises and falls depending on circumstances, mood, and energy. Discipline, built through consistency, is what carries you forward when motivation is absent. People who succeed in any area of life do not rely on being inspired every day. They show up again and again because they have built a pattern of action that is stronger than their feelings in the moment. Consistency teaches you to prioritize long-term gains over short-term comfort, and it transforms challenges into opportunities to reinforce your habits rather than excuses to abandon them. Consistency also helps build trust and credibility, both with yourself and with others. When you consistently deliver on your promises, no matter how small, you prove to yourself that you can follow through. This self-trust is the foundation of confidence, and it allows you to take on bigger challenges with the belief that you can handle them. Externally, consistency signals reliability. People notice when someone repeatedly shows up, meets expectations, and honors commitments. Over time, this reliability creates opportunities that are inaccessible to those who appear sporadic or unpredictable. Being consistent is a form of leadership. It demonstrates responsibility and integrity, which inspires respect and influence. It is important to understand that consistency does not mean perfection. Showing up consistently does not require flawless execution every time. It is about commitment to the process, not about immediate results or flawless performance. Mistakes, setbacks, and occasional lapses are inevitable, but they do not negate the power of persistence. In fact, encountering challenges and continuing to act consistently through them strengthens your resilience and deepens your understanding of the process. Consistency is a practice, a daily choice to engage with your goals, your growth, and your life with deliberate attention, regardless of the external conditions or internal fluctuations of mood. Ultimately, prioritizing consistency over intensity is about creating a life that works by design. Intense bursts of effort may create temporary excitement, but they are rarely sustainable. Consistency, on the other hand, builds habits, momentum, and cumulative results. It allows you to transform ordinary daily actions into extraordinary outcomes over time. When you adopt consistency as a guiding principle, you stop being at the mercy of fleeting motivation, external pressures, or sudden inspiration. You take control of your life through deliberate, repeated action, and in doing so, you create a framework for long-term achievement, personal growth, and enduring success. Embracing discomfort is one of the most powerful, yet often overlooked, rules for making life actually work. The instinct to avoid discomfort is deeply human. We naturally shy away from situations that challenge us, that push us out of our comfort zones, or that expose us to failure or criticism. Yet growth, achievement, and meaningful progress are rarely found in the comfort zone. Discomfort is not a sign that you are on the wrong path. It is a signal that you are stretching, learning, and evolving. Every moment of unease, every challenge, and every difficulty contains an opportunity to expand your capabilities and strengthen your character. Choosing to engage with discomfort is the act of investing in yourself and your future, even when it is inconvenient, intimidating, or exhausting. When you embrace discomfort, you begin to see it differently. Challenges are not punishments, they are indicators of where growth is happening. Discomfort reveals the edges of your potential, the areas where you have the most to gain, and the places where transformation occurs. Many people misunderstand discomfort as a reason to retreat, but those who succeed understand that discomfort is a necessary companion on the journey to mastery. Whether it is taking on a difficult project, speaking in front of an audience, confronting personal fears, or learning a new skill, discomfort is the signal that you are stretching beyond what is familiar and safe. Avoiding it might feel protective in the short term, but it guarantees stagnation and regret in the long term. Discomfort also develops resilience. Life will inevitably present setbacks, failures, and criticism. When you condition yourself to tolerate and even embrace discomfort in small, deliberate doses, you train yourself to navigate larger challenges with greater ease. Each experience that pushes your limits becomes practice for the inevitable difficulties of life. Over time, you become less fearful of risk and more capable of facing uncertainty with confidence. Discomfort becomes a teacher, showing you where your boundaries are and how to expand them, shaping your mindset to see obstacles as opportunities rather than threats. Moreover, embracing discomfort forces you to confront your limitations and assumptions. When you engage with difficult situations, you learn more about your strengths and weaknesses than any amount of easy success could teach. You discover how you respond under pressure, how persistent you can be when things do not go your way, and where your true capabilities lie. Discomfort is not merely physical or emotional, it is cognitive and developmental. It challenges your beliefs, your habits, and your approach to life, demanding reflection, adaptation, and growth. Avoiding discomfort keeps you in familiar territory, but engaging with it accelerates learning and personal evolution. Discomfort also acts as a filter for opportunity. When you are willing to take on what others avoid, you open doors that remain closed to those who seek comfort. The moments that scare you, intimidate you, or challenge you the most often hold the greatest potential for progress. Most people quit too early, stop trying, or choose the path of least resistance. But those who are willing to lean into discomfort find themselves in environments where growth, opportunity, and mastery naturally occur. By welcoming difficulty rather than fleeing it, you differentiate yourself, develop rare skills, and create a mindset that thrives in the face of challenges. Importantly, embracing discomfort requires self-awareness and intention. It is not about seeking suffering for its own sake. It is about recognizing when a challenge serves growth and deliberately choosing to engage with it. It involves identifying the areas of your life where you are playing it safe, understanding the consequences of avoidance, and making the conscious decision to act anyway. Over time, this practice builds courage, patience, and tenacity, qualities that are essential for navigating the complexities of life. Ultimately, discomfort is the bridge between who you are and who you are capable of becoming. Avoiding it may feel safe and easy, but it limits your potential and keeps you trapped in mediocrity. Embracing it allows you to expand your capabilities, build resilience, and develop the mindset necessary for meaningful progress. Discomfort is not the enemy of success, it is the pathway to it. And learning to navigate it intentionally is one of the most profound ways to ensure that your life actually works. Managing your energy is one of the most overlooked yet essential skills for creating a life that actually works. Most people focus on managing time, trying to fit more tasks into their schedules, prioritizing efficiency, and squeezing productivity out of every hour. While time management is important, it only addresses one side of the equation. Time alone does not determine the quality of your output or the effectiveness of your actions. Energy, the mental, emotional, and physical fuel that drives your decisions and performance, is what truly dictates what you can achieve in a given moment. Without sufficient energy, even the most carefully planned day can collapse into inefficiency, fatigue, and frustration. Understanding how to manage your energy, therefore, is not just a productivity hack, it is the foundation for sustained focus, creativity, and achievement. Energy management begins with awareness. You must understand your own rhythms, your peaks and valleys, and the conditions under which you perform best. Some people are most alert and creative in the morning, while others find their clarity and focus later in the day. By observing these patterns, you can schedule tasks according to the energy they require. High-focus, complex work should align with periods of peak energy, while routine or less demanding tasks can fill the low-energy periods. Ignoring these natural rhythms leads to wasted effort, burnout, and unnecessary stress. By respecting your energy patterns, you maximize efficiency while reducing the struggle against your own body and mind. Physical energy forms the foundation of this management. Sleep, nutrition, and movement are not optional, they are critical. Lack of sleep compromises cognitive function, decision-making, and emotional regulation. making every task more difficult than it needs to be. Poor nutrition leads to fluctuations in blood sugar, energy crashes, and reduced mental clarity. Regular physical activity not only maintains health, but also boosts mood, stamina, and overall resilience. Treating your body as an energy source rather than a mere vessel changes the way you approach daily performance. Without basic physical energy, mental focus and emotional stability cannot be sustained. No matter how strong your willpower, mental and emotional energy are equally crucial. Mental fatigue, anxiety, or unresolved emotional tension drains the ability to focus, think critically, and respond effectively. Practices such as mindfulness, reflection, and journaling help clear mental clutter, reducing unnecessary stress and creating space for productive thought. Emotional energy is maintained by the quality of your relationships, your self-talk, and your internal narrative. Engaging with negativity, toxicity, or constant worry diminishes your capacity to perform at your best. Protecting and replenishing mental and emotional energy ensures that you can approach challenges with clarity, calmness, and creativity rather than reactionary stress. Another essential element of energy management is strategic focus. Energy is a finite resource and is wasted when scattered across too many directions. Prioritization is key. Focus on the few activities that generate the greatest impact rather than attempting to do everything. When you direct energy toward what matters most, you create momentum, progress, and satisfaction. Multitasking and overcommitment deplete energy rapidly, leaving you drained without meaningful results. By being intentional with where and how you expend energy, you build the capacity to achieve more in less time while maintaining well-being. Energy management also requires recovery. Just as muscles need rest to grow stronger, your energy levels need replenishment. Breaks, periods of rest, and moments of disengagement are not signs of laziness. They are necessary investments in sustained performance. Regular recovery prevents burnout, sharpens focus, and maintains resilience over the long term. Ignoring recovery leads to diminishing returns, chronic fatigue, and reduced effectiveness despite increased effort. By respecting the cycles of activity and rest, you operate at your peak when it matters most. Ultimately, managing energy rather than just time allows you to align effort with capacity. It ensures that your actions are not only efficient, but also effective, sustainable, and fulfilling. When energy is treated as the most critical resource, you can achieve more with less strain, approach challenges with clarity and creativity, and maintain balance in a world that constantly demands more than you can give. Energy management transforms the way you work, live, and grow, creating a foundation upon which everything else in life becomes possible. Surrounding yourself with the right people is one of the most powerful influences on whether your life works or stagnates. Human beings are inherently social creatures, and the people we spend the most time with shape our habits, attitudes, and beliefs more than we often realize. Relationships have the ability to either elevate us or hold us back. Being around individuals who inspire, challenge, and support you amplifies your growth, while spending time with negative, complacent, or draining people can limit your potential and derail your progress. The right environment, built through the people you choose to engage with, is a silent force that affects every decision, every habit, and every outcome in your life. When you choose to surround yourself with the right people, you create a culture of accountability. People who push you to uphold your commitments, encourage you to pursue your goals, and challenge you to think critically help you stay on track. Accountability is not about pressure or judgment. It is about constructive support that keeps you aligned with your purpose and your ambitions. Without it, even the strongest intentions can falter, as the human tendency toward distraction and comfort often takes over. The people around you act as mirrors, reflecting your potential, holding you to higher standards, and reminding you of what is possible when you remain consistent and disciplined. The right social circle also provides inspiration and motivation. When you witness others pursuing their goals, overcoming challenges, and growing despite obstacles, it ignites a similar drive within yourself. Motivation can be contagious, and positive energy has a compounding effect. Observing success and resilience in those around you demonstrates that progress is achievable, encouraging you to expand your own limits. Conversely, spending time with those who complain, doubt, or resist change can subtly reinforce your fears and excuses, making challenges appear insurmountable. The environment created by the people you associate with profoundly influences your mindset, your habits, and your expectations of yourself. Supportive relationships are equally crucial because they provide emotional resilience. Life inevitably presents setbacks, stress, and uncertainty. Facing these challenges alone can be overwhelming, but the right people offer encouragement, perspective, and guidance. They help you process difficulties, see solutions, and regain clarity. Emotional support is not about dependency. It is about strength and collaboration. Having people who genuinely care about your growth allows you to take calculated risks, pursue ambitious goals, and embrace discomfort with the confidence that you are not navigating life entirely on your own. Being intentional with your relationships also means distancing yourself from negativity. Toxic relationships drain energy, create stress, and reinforce limiting beliefs. People who are constantly critical, dismissive, or self-centered can subtly erode your confidence, distract you from your purpose, and slow your progress. Choosing to limit exposure to these influences is not selfish. It is a necessary step to protect your energy, focus, and well-being. The people you allow into your inner circle should align with your values, support your growth, and inspire the best version of yourself. The influence of the right people extends beyond personal growth. It also opens doors to opportunities. Connections with motivated, successful, and knowledgeable individuals provide access to perspectives, experiences, and networks that would otherwise remain unavailable. Relationships can create mentorship, collaboration, and new pathways that accelerate your journey toward your goals. While talent and effort are important, the people you engage with can significantly multiply your impact and success. Ultimately, surrounding yourself with the right people is about intentionality. It requires reflection on who truly supports your growth, who inspires and challenges you, and who aligns with your values. Your social environment shapes your thoughts, actions, and ultimately your life outcomes. By being selective and deliberate, you create a network of influence that nurtures progress, fosters resilience, and elevates your potential. The people you choose to spend your time with are not just companions. They are catalysts for the life you are capable of creating. And choosing wisely is one of the most impactful rules for making your life actually work. When you step back and look at these 7 rules together, a clear pattern emerges. Life works when it is guided by purpose, disciplined action, and intentional choices. Understanding your why gives direction to everything you do, ensuring that your efforts are meaningful and aligned with your deeper values. Consistency turns those efforts into lasting progress, while embracing discomfort pushes you beyond limitations and fosters growth. Managing your energy allows you to perform at your best, and surrounding yourself with the right people amplifies your potential and supports your journey. Taking responsibility for your actions keeps you in control of your path, and reflecting regularly ensures that you stay aligned, adapt when necessary, and continue moving forward with clarity. These rules are not quick fixes. They are principles that create a foundation for a life that is not just busy or reactive, but purposeful, resilient, and thriving. When applied consistently, they transform challenges into opportunities, setbacks into lessons, and goals into achievements. Following these rules does not guarantee that life will be easy, but it ensures that you are equipped to handle difficulties, make informed choices, and build momentum toward what truly matters. Life does not work by accident. It works when we design it intentionally, commit to the process, and align every action with a clear purpose. By embracing these 7 rules, you are not just surviving, you are creating a life that actually works, a life of progress, fulfillment, and lasting impact.